another video. Today is day 2 of officially turning our back garage that was converted into a living space into a full, I call it commercial quality gym. Got Chris out here performing some daredevil stunts. Getting warmed up to start the day. If you guys remember from the last video, we added, well, first we did all the demo, got rid of all the flooring, then we got rid of all the baseboards, added all of our can lighting, and did some wiring for a TV that's gonna go in the corner up over there. But before we get too far with that, we are currently in cleanup mode after the windstorms came through, which prompted the power getting shut off, which prompted a fire that sparked, luckily not too close to us, but it was a whole fire warning, fire risk type of thing. You can see just how much dirt and dust and feathers and leaves and all kinds of crap blew in over to the house here, so we got to get all this cleaned up now that we have water back running, and you'll probably hear the generator running in the background. I do still have it hooked up to the well, but today we'll switch it back over to the power coming in from the utility company. Now, the good thing about kind of going through this last week is we had record-breaking winds out here. It's 95-mile-an-hour winds, which according to everywhere in the news, that was like the highest this area has ever seen. But that proved that the house can survive some pretty gnarly winds coming through here. Got lots of patio to clean off though. And while I know a lot of you guys are gonna say, this is why I don't wanna live in California, y'all got fires and craziness, I still think this beats hurricanes, tornadoes, like the devastating factor of all that stuff is pretty gnarly. If a hurricane or a flood comes through, like there's not a whole lot you can do to keep it from getting into your house. Here, we got a little bit of dirt, a little bit of dust on the outside of the house, not a big deal. All right, now that we got the patio all nice and clean, let's get back to this gym conversion. Yesterday we picked up the extra light that we were missing to install in the hallway over here. That one's installed, then we're also swapping out the can light that's in the bathroom right here. We're gonna swap this one out to LED. This one we're just gonna retrofit with an LED retrofit kit, which you'll see here, which just plugs in there and then screws into where your bulb would screw in. So you can see the one like dark dead spot we had being this hallway is now super bright with just one of the LED lights in there. Now the next thing we're gonna be doing is we're swapping out all of the outlets and the light switches in the room to black, as you can see there, as well as the black faceplates for them. Faceplates aren't gonna go on until after we paint, but we're gonna get all the outlets and everything switched over now. We gotta find my buddy Chris here, three-way. There we go, there's one three-way. Got both the three-way switches because these lights are tied into a switch over there as well as a switch over there. I'm also gonna get started on filling all of these holes. There's like 10 million pictures on these walls and a ton of screws here. So we're gonna pull all these screws, fill all these holes. I know this seems like a super simple task, but I see a lot of people do this completely wrong. So you see right here, tiny little screw hole. And what I see a lot of people do is they'll just smear an absolute ton of, you know, nail hole filler, spackling, whatever it may be, over it. You really just need such a tiny amount, because all you're trying to do is fill that little hole. Right there is plenty to fill a hole. A lot of people will take a ton and they'll just smear it all over like that. All right, cool, hole's filled and they're gonna move on. But what you're doing here is you're creating a big flat spot. And you might not see it now because it's two different colors, but you just filled in all of the texture on the drywall, which means when you come to paint this is gonna be one big flat spot that's gonna stand out immensely. So if you have a habit of putting too much spackle on your knife here, just come back in with your finger, just kind of spread that out, get rid of it out of the texture there. And then when you go to actually repaint this, you're not gonna see those big splotches everywhere. You'll see it in a lot of people that do apartments and all that type of stuff. They just smear a big old glob over it over a tiny little hole and it stands out way worse. Now I filled probably 50 holes in this room and you can just look at this wall and tell me if you can spot one. You don't see big old spackle marks all over the walls everywhere. Chris deals a lot with apartments and he's seen some stuff.
I've seen people fill holes with toothpaste. It's pretty funny.
The smear all over?
Yeah, you walk in an apartment, all of a sudden it smells like toothpaste and you start fixing all the little holes or whatever. And hey, toothpaste.
We got a little bit more prep work to do. Then we're gonna start throwing some color on this wall, at least see what the colors look like, because again, we kind of committed to them. We bought a lot of it. We also decided since we're here, we're gonna remove all of the door casing, being that these two doors were clearly added after the fact and they do not match the door casing that is on this door. So we're gonna end up swapping it out to something a little more modern, being that the whole rest of the house is eventually gonna kind of follow suit.
All my life, grinding all my life, sacrifice, this ain't overnight, look at my eyes, no fear inside, the strongest survive, you feeling the vibe, I'm catching fire, all of my life, yeah, all of my life, this sacrifice, yeah, ain't overnight, look at my eyes.
All right, y'all, we ended up taking a break to go ride the pit bike track for a couple hours today, so we didn't get as much progress as I thought we would get done, but we are working on some layout. So one of the things, obviously this whole wall is gonna be dumbbell racks. You can see our mark right here to about 2 feet. That's how far that's gonna come out. Then I'm gonna order up it's a functional trainer, which is like the cable pulley machines, but there's one that has a built-in Smith machine into it. So that's gonna go here. You can see kind of the layout on the ground right there. So we're just trying to make sure, you know, we've got enough room to flow through here, be able to still open doors and all that stuff. And that leaves us room for probably a couple pieces of equipment up against that wall right there, another piece of equipment right here. So we're just all kind of playing around right now with some of the layout. And then either tonight or tomorrow, we're gonna start painting.
You don't like to sleep, so you're good.
It's true. Now, Chris is left for the night. I'm gonna finish my last little bit of paint prep, and then hopefully we can actually start getting some color on the wall, because I feel like we're delaying that a little too much. When I pulled off the door casing here, even though I cut it 100 times with a knife, still ended up pulling a little bit of the old drywall mud texture with it. So for this tiny little patch, again, you're only gonna see probably about that much of it exposed when we put the new casing on, because the new casing is gonna be a little bit thicker. I'm gonna go ahead and just use a little wall texture in a can. Always make sure you kind of get your texture dialed in there first before you come in, tape everything off, and then just come back in with a nice light texture. We'll blend it in. And then we just wait, let that dry. Now, I don't know if I've quite explained the exact color scheme and how we're gonna do it over here. Maybe I did earlier, I don't remember. But basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna split the room. We're gonna do a lighter gray up top and the darker gray down below. So I've kind of been working over here on getting my height set with my green laser here from Bosch. So you guys can see the lines on the wall here. I believe this is the height that we're gonna end up using. Lighter color up here, darker color down here, and then we're actually gonna do a teal strip to kind of separate the two. Now on this wall, we're gonna come in about the normal height, and then we're gonna dive down at about a 45-degree angle, and then we're gonna shoot straight over. We're gonna catch the edge of this windowsill right here, and that's gonna be the top of our teal strip. And then we'll carry over to this side at that height. Obviously this is gonna be mirrored, so we're not gonna end up putting the strip behind here. We'll just paint this all one color. We'll carry that strip height down here, and then at some point here, we're gonna go back up and catch our high line. I don't know if it's gonna look good. This is something we're just trying out. Hopefully it does. Now, while we wait for that texture to dry, we are going to get our first look here at our dark gray, which looks actually cooler than I remember the little sample looking. Let's see what this looks like on the wall. Obviously, it's gonna take quite a few coats to get it this dark, but it's gonna be dark. It's gonna be dark, but I think it's gonna be cool. We're kind of going for like an edgier, darker gym vibe in here. Now on this wall over here, we're gonna be doing kind of our angle down. I basically just used my crosshair here, centered up on the wall, and then took this line, transferred it over to here. You can't see it right now, it's just barely lightly drawn on the wall. And then I went equal distance here, equal distance there, and then that gave me my nice angle that we're gonna be coming down with our stripe. Now, one thing I am very anal about is painting and sharp lines. And I know I'm even the best painters in the world. I don't care how great you are at cutting in, you cannot get perfectly straight, clean, sharp lines without taping and caulking. And I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people that dispute that, and they're the best and they're the greatest, but I have yet to see, and I have hung around very high-end, very professional painters. Nobody can get perfectly straight lines. Now, can you do a really good job cutting in? And time is money, and you gotta be efficient, and you can come in and run out through a room real quick and make money? Absolutely. To my level of detail, it drives me nuts when you see stuff like this, whereas this was cut in by hand. You can kind of see how that line just gets a little wobbly there. And I believe I know the painting contractor that painted this house, and they're very high end, and they do a really good job. But there's gonna be stuff like that, that like just, it stands out to me. The ceilings were cut in very well by hand, but it could be better. Now there's a few ways to do this, but here's the way I like to do it. Come in with my tape first, and even if you use the delicate tape, the no leak, the frog tape, whatever, if you're on textured walls, paint's gonna get behind it. There's just little gaps everywhere underneath the tape. The tape's not gonna completely seal those. So I like to use caulking. This is just regular Alex Plus white caulking. And I'll come in and I'll put a tiny little bit of caulking in there. Just run it down the whole length here. Then I come in with my finger and I remove as much as I can. And I should have grabbed a paper towel before I did this. Now when you're doing this, it's the same principle with patching little nail holes. You don't want to leave a bunch of the caulking on the sides there when you smooth it with your finger, because now you're filling in all those little gaps and you're going to end up with too smooth of a wall that's going to stand out. So come through a couple of times, real well to remove any of the excess. Because really all you're trying to do is you're trying to get caulking behind the tape in the texture. Now obviously this here trim doesn't really have texture to it, but if you were to do it on the wall, what you're gonna see when we do those lines over there, you want to just fill in where that texture is, that way no paint can get behind the tape. So you can use clear caulking, you can use white caulking, whatever it may be. I prefer white because it has more of a matte look to it than the clear. Well, y'all, I have been burning the midnight oil over here. I don't even know what time it is. I probably shouldn't even check. Oh, it is a nice 4 in the morning. Yeah, when I start painting, I just like get in a groove, and it's best I just don't even look at the time. But we've got the entire darker coat done here. Then the next step is to tape off and caulk the entire ceiling. That way I get a nice, beautiful, clean, crisp line there. We're gonna come down with the lighter color, and then eventually teal strips, and I don't even know anymore. I should probably get some sleep. I don't know if that's gonna happen tonight. Now, if y'all know me by now, you know going to bed's probably not an option tonight. So I wanted to talk about one thing real quick, being that I am using the tape and caulking method that a lot of you are probably gonna say takes way too much time. But here's a cool trick that you can use this for. And that is the previous person that painted this. There's gonna be spots you'll see where you can see some white and you can see some of the tan paint is. And that's because when they cut in, they actually got some paint onto the ceiling. Now you can either run a big bead of white caulking on the ceiling right there to try and like get rid of that gap. Or if you're gonna take that time, again, run the tape a little bit onto the ceiling. And you're gonna create a faux line that's gonna end up looking like that is still the wall, but is actually the ceiling. But it's gonna be a nice, straight, clean, crisp line, so nobody's ever gonna be able to tell. Does it take a little bit extra time to tape and caulk? Yes, it does, but I can do it pretty quickly. And the cool thing about it is, once I take the time to do that, I can go up there and slop all kinds of paint up in that transition between the wall and the ceiling, and I don't ever have to sit there and try and take my time, cut it in nice and slow, and I can do 2 coats, I could do 3 coats, I can change the color if I want to and never have to recut it in as long as that tape and that caulking is still there. Well, I hate to say it, but I can feel my autopilot shutting down. It's almost 5:30 in the morning. I think it's time I quit for the night and get some sleep. I got all the ceiling tape, it's all caulked. I was gonna try and Iron Man it out and do the lighter color, but I just don't think that's a good idea tonight. So I will see you guys in the morning. Whew. Last night was definitely a late one, and bright and early this morning we got all the boys showing up. Got @CBailey619 is back, hopefully with food because I am starving. Good morning.
You're alive. Damn. What's wrong with you? You know, normal people they work during the day.
Why? Chris, we work day and night.
Hey man.
Great to see you. Oh, hey. Look at this guy we haven't seen in 10 years.
Want one?
What is that, a blue raspberry?
Yeah, goddamn right it is.
Am I the only poor kid? Uh-oh. I don't know if I like Josh on my bike. I don't know if that's it. With the crash test helmet there.
I'm into it. Ow!
Uh-oh, Josh is on my bike on the track. I'm nervous, guys, I'm nervous. Snow was out here this morning though. Getting the track all nice and water for everybody. Chris getting warmed up. You know, over here at Ryno Ranch, we've got the hottest of drink delivery girls.
Beverage! Hey baby! Beverage! Hey, do some of that trash beer. Beverage!
Hey, where's your bike, buddy?
Broke.
It broke?
Yeah, it broke.
You just got here.
I know. Josh got to ride it for 5 minutes and it broke.
What happened? What's wrong with it?
My Kickstarter stripped it out, so I don't know if I have to replace the whole shaft out of the bottom of the case or not.
So remember how I said I was worried about Josh riding my bike? Well, he broke Snow's. Oh, bro, you're good, dude.
Kick it.
I don't want to kick it.
It's got a 140 kid.
Watch. You ready?
The compression's a little bumped up.
Yeah, she's a little stripped.
Some of my guys are working today. 2 days when
Hey, look at that, boys.
House.
We're back in business.
$20, best thing ever.
All right, Snow's gonna be back in business here. Don't over tighten it this time, buddy.
Yeah, don't snap
Just tight enough.
it. Don't righty loosey it. Make sure.
Alrighty, y'all, playtime is over. We are back to work here. Oh, geez. Chris, I need lights. We're filming over here. Chris getting all the cover plates put on. We got the outlet that we were missing put in. Still need to figure out what to do with that central vacuum system there. It doesn't come off the wall very easily. I don't know where like even the canister was. I don't like a lot of these rooms have the central vac hookup, but I have no clue where the heck they went in this house. Now we're gonna get the painting finished up, hopefully today. And now that I see this paint on the wall drying, I really do like it. It just looks horrible next to the tan. So we're gonna change that. Our second color, which is gonna be going from the upper half down, is called Shark Fin. It is this lighter gray here. Let's see what a little bit of this looks like on the wall here. Because again, I just kind of ordered these colors blindly without really seeing them together, but that's gonna be our color combo. I think it's gonna look good. Now, obviously, we're gonna be doing the teal stripe in between the two colors. I've gone a little bit higher than where the teal is gonna go, and then this color I'm gonna come a little bit lower, but I need to have my marks so I know where to actually put my stripe, which those are on the wall now, but they're gonna get covered up with paint. So I've gone ahead and marked out on all of the door jambs here, just exactly where my marks are. That way all I gotta do is reset my laser to said mark. You can see, we'll do right there. That is bottom of the stripe. So that is the bottom of that stripe. Let's mark up 4 inches, there's the top of our stripe, and we're good to go. Now what I like about the technique of taping and caulking, especially up against the ceiling, is now that all the prep work is done, literally all you gotta do is come up here and glop some paint on. You don't gotta worry about getting it on the ceiling, you don't gotta go slow, you can go quicker and race around the room. Now obviously if you go past the tape onto the ceiling, you're screwed. And in the event that you don't like the color once you're done, as long as you don't pull that tape, you can come through, repaint the whole room, and again, you just go around the top edge super, super, super quick once it's taped and caulked. I've had jobs before where a client picked a color, we painted the whole place the color, and then once they saw it done, they didn't like it, they wanted to change it. So being that I didn't pull the tape, super easy to run around and completely change the color. Well, this place is really starting to come together. Most of this has already been second coated and is done. I just got this little last couple of sections here behind me. I'm not gonna go too crazy on this wall because you're only gonna see about a foot down of it and then 2 feet up. The rest is gonna be all mirrors. Now Chris, meanwhile, is in the other room over here. What's up, buddy? Just hanging out in the dark?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So we went ahead and decided since we're making this area so bright, we might as well remove the fan that's in there, put a bunch of can lights in, especially considering like, while this is a super sweet spaceship globe fan, I don't think it really fits our style. So if anybody out there wants a super sweet spaceship globe fan, how much, Chris?
I don't know, dude. I seen this thing at Lowe's for like $600.
All right, we'll make
us an offer.
Make us an offer. But it better have at least 1 0 behind it. One thing you're gonna encounter a lot when you're following somebody that actually cut in instead of taped and caulked like my method is you're gonna see here on the black frame of the window, there is a lot of this tan paint up on it. So you've got 2 choices there. You could either like try and go over top of that with gray, or what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in with a bead of black caulking. I gotta say that very slowly there. And I'm gonna run a bead of black caulking in here, and that'll clean up that edge and then give me something nice to paint up against and get rid of all of that. I mean, I guess you could come in with black paint if you want to end up painting the whole trim of the window, unless you can find something that matches that like metal shine perfectly, but I think black caulking is gonna be the trick here.
You got me, bro?
What's up, buddy? What?
Mark my height?
Oh, we're gonna add you to the height chart?
Yeah.
You're almost taller than the door, buddy.
We'll see, man.
Oh, you're perfect, dude. All right. Why are you pointing your head up so high?
I'm not, man.
Flat.
Normal.
All right.
Why are you pushing down?
I gotta push you a little bit.
Okay.
Bro, you're still taller than D.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. Bro. What are you doing? Why are you hiding in the corner? I'm scared. Well, apparently, I don't know, that's probably not a good angle. It got windy again today, or tonight I should say, so it looks like they cut our power again. Oh joy. Right in the middle of painting. Chris, there's a big Milwaukee tower light right next to you. Turn that thing on. Woo! So close to finishing painting too. And they cut our power. Another enjoyable night on the ranch. Now normally we get like a warning. We got a warning yesterday, but it's a little unexpected. Otherwise I would have had like generators set up in the daytime. Good thing is though, we converted our well to run off a generator as well, so we will have water tonight.
How dark it is.
What? What's wrong?
It's freaking dark.
It's too dark for you?
Willie's scared.
Well, Willie's scared, not you.
No, man.
Oh, you're gonna make it safe for Willie. Dang, and the wind's coming in. Bro, you see a chupacabra?
No, man.
Marco. I gotta make it creepy. It's not ideal situation for filming right now. Now we get to do what seems to be more common out here is get the generators fired back up. Good thing our good buddy Fernando left us one. We got our second one on Honda over here. And then we got to go out to the well and set up the third one. Now, normally I'm not a big Ryobi fan, but I gotta say, this little Ryobi generator is pretty decent. The cool thing about it is it gives you a little digital readout that tells you, based on the amount of fuel you have in there and the load that you're currently under, how much time you have left before you need to refuel. All right, well, we got some nice, beautiful lights on in the house now. Chris checking for snacks.
Yeah, man. You got a cookie, yeah?
Hey, oh, you got so much for the diet. Diet's gone. It's emergency.
It's on hold, yeah. It's emergency.
Oh, stressing for the emergency?
Yeah.
Bro.
What?
Why is that rocking chair moving by itself?
Hell no.
Bro.
I'm out of here. What if he's in my truck?
Who, the ghost?
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, man. If there's a ghost in your truck, there's a ghost in your truck. Now, if we see a mountain lion, do we act bigger than it? Or how does this work? Oh, you just go hide behind me? All right, well, now the wind's starting to pick up a little bit. Now, the good thing is I didn't put the generator away like I was going to do yesterday. So we got our little plug set up here now, stored in this box so it's weatherproof.
Sweet setup you got there.
Right? See how much fuel we got in her? That's like a quarter. All we need's enough for a hot shower. Oh, we got Big Walt coming over to say hi to us tonight. What's up, buddy? What's up, big guy? How you doing? So with the power being out, the last thing I'm gonna do for tonight is finish out this whole window trim here. Now, I was hoping we'd get that stripe done for this video, but unfortunately, again, with the power being out, I'm not gonna try and do it with just our one light. So it looks like that's gonna be for the next video. With that, we're gonna wrap up. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now so you do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, aka a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.